Hello and welcome to the Mayfield Stadium. It's very loud, not because there's a huge crowd, but because Stormzy is blowing around. And I don't mean a live performance, it's coming through the speakers. I'm excited to say we've got 3 games left of this season. Sorry if I'm speaking loudly. But with 3 games left, we have this game away at Croydon, and then 2 games against Tooting and Mitcham, both at home on Thursday and then on Saturday to finish it off. 38-game season. I'm also joined by my good friend Michael Oliver. How are you doing? First time in the commentary box on a league game?
Yeah, making my league debut tonight. Looking forward to it. We're light on the ground in the media team, so I've got the call up. I wasn't first on the list. But,
no, I'm not sure you were 10th.
No, I'm hoping I don't embarrass myself. But yeah, looking forward to tonight. This should be a good game. So we've played Croydon twice, I think, in the last sort of 6 or 7 weeks. Ran out fairly comprehensive winners in both games, but this will be a different test. Obviously, the pitch is a bit of a leveller. I'm sure you guys at home will see why shortly. But Croydon, it's all to play for them. They got the playoffs on the line. They know that they're pretty much one win and in, so they'll be going for it tonight.
Yeah, and there's plenty on the line for both teams. Farnham can obviously get to over 100 points tonight with a result on sitting on 99. Croydon 3 points away from the playoffs, which has also been locked up by Tadley on Monday night against Collier's Wood. So they're now playing for position, and Red Hill look like they will miss out after Croydon's week. But Red Hill do play this evening. They play against Fleet Town. We'll keep an eye on that game. Other game of interest to Farnham fans will be the semi-final of the Surrey County Cup, which Farnham await the winner of between Met Police and South Park Reigate, and it will be played a final at Meadowbank Dorking Wanderers ground on the 1st of May, next Wednesday. Again, apologies for the incredibly loud music. It's not really geeing the crowd up much in a very, very cold evening, Mr. Oliver.
Yeah,
it's freezing.
It is. It's Baltic out here. Very, very regretful of just the t-shirt choice for me. But hopefully we're warmed up by some exciting football.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some exciting football from the way that Croydon have lined up. I think there's 5 strikers on the pitch for Croydon.
Yeah, they know that they need a result. They've got a lot of talented players in that squad, and sometimes it's best to fight fire with fire. Obviously, Farnham are a team that scores goals for fun this season, 167 across all competitions. So we know scoring goals isn't a problem for us. Maybe the best way of attack against us is going toe-for-toe. Yeah,
and Croydon have played, as you said, have played us a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, and it's 7-0 on aggregate. So the one thing that Croydon need to fix is they need to find the back of the net, and they're going to see the likes of Tom Collins, who came in from Kingstonian, Richard Pingling came in from Dulwich Hamlet, Andre Coker came in from Folkestone Invicta, obviously Brandon Pierrick, who came out of Crystal Palace, and who's their other forwards that I'm excited to see, I haven't seen before, and Ben Checkler, who's played against us both times, but has netted a few important goals for Croydon on this playoff charge. So I think we're going to see a very interesting formation from Croydon. It won't be dissimilar to the sort of formation you're used to seeing Farnham play, with a lot of attacking bodies in a sort of central area. But it should be a really interesting matchup. I'll read you the Farnham team when the teams walk out, but plenty left to do on this cold night with 3 games to go for Farnham Town. And it's, how are you feeling towards the end of the season?
Truthfully, I'm looking forward to finish. We've had a thoroughly enjoyable campaign. The league title was wrapped up. This is now the 10th game removed from that happening, all competitions. So we've played a lot of football since being crowned champions. Obviously, Saturday's game against Collier's Wood was a great day for the club, great day for the fans. Celebrating in that moment with everyone was wonderful. But we've still got a job to do to preserve that unbeaten record. But we've got a lot of tired legs out there in our squad. We have one of the smallest squads in the league in terms of personnel, and there's a lot of minutes being clocked now in those legs. So I think I speak for everyone in the squad when I say that they're looking forward to just getting the job done.
Yeah, but that final right at the end obviously keeps the excitement there.
Yeah, and players will be looking to play for places in that team. We have got quite a few forwards, although we are without a couple of our main forwards tonight, which we'll touch on shortly. But there are places to be won in that 11 in the Surrey Cup final. Farnham have never won a Surrey Cup, never even made a final. So a chance at history next week in that game. So there'll be players out there looking to stake a claim and hopefully get their name on that team sheet.
Absolutely, just waiting for the players to come out. They're all lined up. I'm looking forward to it getting underway. Yeah, as Michael said, a few absentees today. Only 4 players make Farnham's bench, and that bench consists of Michael Kinsella, Charlie Postons, Joe Jackson and Dean Rule. I promise this music will turn down at some point.
Yeah, we're almost just talking now to stop a copyright infringement on this one.
I'm not even sure what this music is. I enjoyed the Stormzy, but this is letting the side down. In the dugout is Jimmy Hibbert again. He's 2-0, stepping in for Paul Johnson, who's watching himself back in the hospital. Right when I visited him today.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone watching along are Farnham fans, and us here, would like to wish John all the best, and hopefully we'll see him back out soon. I know you met him today. He's in good spirits. He's looking
good spirits. Yeah, he'll be watching along. Hold on, change of music. Hello and welcome to the coverage of Farnham Town against AFC Croydon away here at the Mayfield Stadium. Your Farnham Town team today is number 1, Pat Nash in goal, right back number 2, Jack Dean, centre back pairing of Max Meaton and Ryan Canane, left back Brandon Kalu after some recent good performances, centre midfield partnership of Mark Waters and Lamar Karoma, attacking midfielders Harry Cooksey and Kai Tanner, and then the forward 2 who have run rampant against this Croydon side in the last 6 weeks, Owen Dean and Lewis Flatman. Owen Dean having scored 5 goals in the last 2 games against this Croydon side. On the bench, as I said, Michael Kinsella, Charlie Postons, Joe Jackson and Dean Rule. But it's Croydon's team, like we just said, where we're seeing 5 forward in that side. We think it would be a shape similar to ours, and it's Andre Coker, Ben Checklet, Richard Pingling, Tom Collins and Brandon Pierek who will go forward for them. And like we just said a minute ago, it's going to be an attack versus an attack. This isn't going to be a defensive effort, we don't think, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be a real test of that Farnham back 4 tonight. Obviously the best defensive record in the league. I think maybe 28 clean sheets now in 50 games across all competitions, so it'll be a real test for them. Joe Jackson has been a staple of that back 4 for a lot of the season. Right back, left back, centre back, he's played everywhere. He's been given the rest tonight, but with Ryan back there, marshalling the guys alongside him, I'm sure he'll be looking forward to this test.
Absolutely, I am absolutely praying this music gets turned off in the not too distant future. But Farnham with plenty of Under Armour on show, which tells you all you need to know in the middle of April. And this is a cold evening, and this pitch, having had a walk across, like you said a minute ago, is a leveller. It is dreadful.
Yeah, without going into too much detail, all I would say is we're not playing any back passes between the posts. Let's put it that way. No risks taken.
Absolutely not. You can see a few stripes on the far right hand side, but I think that's about all you can get. This pitch has been worn away this season, and I'm sure with the investment over the course of the next couple of years, this will be a major part of the redevelopment.
Yeah, and Croydon have obviously played on this pitch all year. They know what it does. They know the areas which are probably good, the areas which are not so good. Their form has been up and down, to say the least, throughout the season, especially since the change in management. But they've had some tricky results, but they've also had games where they have put a lot of goals away. So they'll be hoping that today's again one of those nights. And perhaps the lineup reflects that. Yeah,
perfectly capable, this Croydon side. We all know that. They pose a threat, and it will be teams like Naphill and Jersey also looking on and watching this game, as it's obviously really important to that playoff race as well, as to who plays who. We're presuming there that Croydon do get in. They do need only 3 points to secure their place. But Naphill and Jersey will be looking on and thinking, who are we going to play? Is it going to be Tadley or is it going to be Croydon as we get underway here at the Mayfield Stadium? And that music, thank God, has been turned off as Kai Tanner looks to win the header in midfield and gets it forward by Lamar Karoma. We can now settle back down into normal commentary voices. Great header by Mark Waters, who comes forward and is writhing around in pain on the floor. It is an incredibly hard surface, and Nathan, the physio, is instantly called over. Looks like he's okay, Mark Waters.
Yeah, he's on his haunches, but hopefully should be one he can shake off.
Yeah, I mean, it's cold, it's rock hard, the pitch. We've been saying for 6 to 8 weeks we wish the rain would stop, and actually over the course of the last week or so you almost want a bit of rain just to soften the surfaces. It's incredibly hard out there.
Yeah, I think I've played on school hard courts that are softer than this. Yeah, it'd be a very bobbly one. People going up for challenges. You hope they don't fall on any delicate areas. It looks like Mark is going to be okay to continue. No one's been sent out to go warm up.
No, it's one of those ones like in the NFL where everyone just crowds around the injured player.
Yeah.
Not really sure what's happened. Is it like has he landed there awkwardly on his back, or you'll be able to see better than us on the live stream if you rewind it by 20 seconds or so. But yeah, a signal of things to come, really. Very clear first ball forward from the Aroma, looking to get in behind this Croydon defence. Farnham has seen a lot of success against this Croydon defence in doing the exact same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There seems to be a bit of a wind about as well, which might play a factor in some of those aerial balls that go forward.
We've said that a lot as well in the last few weeks. Wind has played a huge part in Farnham's games. You think back to Jersey away and even some of the home games recently. Wind has been a major factor.
Shearwater game, that second half, those 2 late goals were definitely wind assisted, to say the least.
Mark Waters has been down for a while now. This will not be the start that Jimmy Hibbert wanted, but again, like you say, no one's been sent to warm up. Oh no, Joe Jackson is.
Yeah, we can't tell from here, but you'd hope with those white kits on there's no blood involved.
Joe Jackson is stripped and ready. As Harry Cooksey goes over to the bench. It's weird because he's been on
one knee the whole time. He's now getting up to his feet and looks like he's going to be escorted off the pitch.
Oh, it is. Nosebleed.
That's a bit of a blow because for those that haven't realised, Mark is cup tied in the Surrey Cup. So the Farnham guys, we would have been hoping that Mark plays a lot of the minutes in this run because he wouldn't be playing in the final.
Lots of people looking at the blood on the floor.
But it looks like he's going to be taken off here. Looks like Nathan is taking him straight to the dressing room.
I'm presuming he's broken his nose or something.
Like we said, it is a hard pitch. I did probably wrongly joke at the start of the day that this is a concussion-worthy pitch. If you fell on it wrong, and it looks like Mark has taken one to the face there.
I'm not sure if it's taken one to a face from the pitch or if it was an elbow, but he's going to take his time to get off this. He doesn't look great, does he?
He's definitely coming off. Joe Jackson's there just letting the linesman know he's coming on. And yeah, it's a shame because Mark has been playing really well in this midfield. As I just touched on, we'd have been looking for him to play a lot of the minutes this week, knowing he's not playing next week. And Joe would have been very much looking forward to a little bit of a rest tonight.
He was. Joe was saying, he was looking forward to just, playing potentially 15, 20 minutes earlier, and he's going to play 95.
Yeah, I think Joe is probably neck and neck with Ryan in terms of most appearances, most minutes played of any outfield player this season. So, yeah, he was very much looking forward to that rest, and he comes on now in midfield to partner the Aroma. And in a midfield too, I don't think we've actually seen this season, this two.
We saw it at Flackwell away in the FA Cup.
Explains why I haven't seen it, I weren't there.
It was the game that Harry Cooksey was dropped as the forward ball goes into the channel. And the Croydon fans in good voice already. They've been excellent last couple of games for...
Yeah, they were a loud bunch down at Farnham a few weeks ago. I think they established quite a nice rapport with a lot of our fans, which is always nice to see.
So I'm trying to figure out what their shape is here. There's a 3 here, isn't there? 7, 11 and 9.
To me, it looks like they're almost trying potentially a little box as well.
Lamar as well.
Now we see
there's your 4, isn't there? And then there's 2 in here. And Daryl Saw is playing in a...
Definitely looks like a front sort of 4 setting up from that goal clearance. But
yeah, so it looks like Keir McCarthy and Ben Checklet as Farnham take a quick throw. I'll get back to the formation of Croydon in a minute as Daryl Saw looks to deal with it and does well against Owen Dean, and it's flagged.
It's like a foul for a shirt pull there.
Yeah, Keir McCarthy and Ben Checklet in the sort of holding midfield roles, and then kind of letting Andre Coker, Brandon Pierrick, Pingling and Tom Collins as a forward to just kind of figure it out. And it's almost shaping up exactly the same as how Farnham are, and very few teams have done that this season with a front four especially as lethal as this Croydon one.
Yeah, it's a tough formation to try and emulate. It asks a lot of running, especially of the two.
Great ball by Lewis Flatman into Kai Tanner's path on his left-hand side. Looks for Kalu. He plays a pass and does well, Harry Cooksley. He gets past his man, Flatman, on this left-hand side. Kalu bobbles everywhere and the ball's gone up in the air, and that's dangerous for the goalkeeper. He does well to collect it.
Yeah, a little sight there of the pitch. That ball took a nasty bobble right as Brandon was looking to play that ball into the box. That could be a theme of the evening.
Yeah, so it looks like Collins and Pingling with Pierrick and Coker behind, and then Checklet and Kean McCarthy in the two behind that. And again, the ball is sent long and forward. That seems to be the theme so far from Farnham Town's midfielders. Looking for Owen Dean and Lewis Flatman as the two forwards tonight. But that Mark Waters early sub will be something that Farnham hadn't planned for, and changes the dynamic quite dramatically, especially as Waters is going to dog it out. It will cover a lot of yards.
Yeah, and you hope it's not a serious problem, because we're going to be without Darryl now for the rest of the season. We had that confirmed today. Tom Smith is going to be sidelined probably for the last 4 games as well. So we're short there. We know Adam Little today, probably no Adam Little on Thursday, no Shams today or Thursday. So the squad will really be stretched to its limits this week.
Yeah, and everyone, like you said, other than Mark Waters, who is ineligible, everyone will want a starting 11 place and a squad place for that cup final. Olds kicks long towards Coker, and Brandon does well, and so does Joe Jackson into the path of Harry Cooksey, who tries to bend it round the centre back of Phillips towards Flatman, and this side it's Croydon on the attack with Pingling against Kinane. Coker. Into Pierrick, who was dangerous away at Farnham, and it's Joe Jackson who wins it back for Farnham. Lamar. Farnham looking to get the ball forward very quickly as Cooksey looks for Flatman.
The thing is, of this pitch, it does make it so tough to judge that bounce when it's played forward. You don't know if it's going to stay low, come high. I mean, there's another example.
Yeah, he's just coming.
Brandon does well in the end to win the foul, as we're encouraged now. Looks like it's actually a request for more first aid kit for Mark Waters.
We'll give you.
It might be a tooth issue into his gum. I think that might be the issue. We will get you more information as we get it from the dressing room. I think it's a tooth issue.
Did have a nice set of teeth on him before that.
He looked lovely, didn't he, Mark Waters, today when he arrived? Big smile on his face.
That's wiped away.
Yes. Kinane with a free kick in his own half. He goes long towards Flatman. It's more of a territory kick than anything else. And boxes Croydon in. It is freezing here in South London.
Yeah, that wind chill's not doing anyone any favours.
Cooksey with a header.
Definitely an Under Armour evening.
It is. Tries to keep it in. It goes on top of the stand and out. Farnham in all white this evening, something we haven't seen for a while.
Probably the last time this season to be in white. As our away game on the final days at Tooting also wear white, so no chance for it to be shown there.
True. And Croydon, like we've said a couple of times, because they are winning into the playoffs, they might be looking at trying to get 3 points tonight and be able to rest players across the last couple of games as Jack Dean clears towards Kai Tanner, who also gets cleared out. But it's Joe Jackson this time clearing up in front of the defenders, but he's got to deal with the ball, and he does just about. And Max Meaton clears away towards Flatman, who does well to win the ball. Kai Tanner looked like he handled it, but he's got away with it. It's now at the feet of Harry Cooksley. Kalu. And Cooksley linking up well. And Kalu doesn't quite get the ball out of his feet. He has to track Coker back as Croydon come back on the counter-attack. And plenty of bodies are flying forward, and it's a really good ball in and volley towards goal safely into Pat Nash's hands. And Farnham look to get the ball out quickly to Kai Tanner. Flatman does really well and opens Joe Jackson up. Owen Dean looks inside the fullback, and it's a foul in the end. But Farnham and Croydon both looking to attack so quickly.
Yeah, a little window into what it could be like tonight with Croydon's counter-attack there. Did look dangerous. Good save in the end for Pat, right at him. But they're definitely a threat. Both teams looking to move the ball forward and move it forward of pace. I've just been shown a replay of the Mark Walters incident. It definitely looked like more of a clash of heads.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll find out more and more as the evening goes on, as Kanane wins the header and Kalu gets it away, but only as far as a claret shirt, which is normally okay for Farnham. As you may have already noticed, this claret shirt that Croydon are wearing is exactly the same design as Farnham's claret shirt.
We'd be lying if we said that it wasn't a large factor into the reason why we wanted to change our shirt next season.
Absolutely. And if you haven't yet seen the Farnham Town home kit for next season, you should. It's gorgeous. And it'll be paired with a lovely white pair of shorts, very similar to the ones you see Farnham donning this evening.
Available for pre-order on our club shop.
Nice plug as Owen Dean jumps, but again Farnham don't keep hold of the ball in that area, and Jack Dean has to do some defensive work. Tanner brings it down. It's now at the feet of Joe Jackson, who does well, gets it back into Tanner in a pocket of space. Cooksley quickly to Jackson, nicely done. Flatman couldn't quite get out of his feet, and it's now Pingling with a bit of space in front of him, and then over on this near side it's Coker, who does really well, beats his man. It looked like a handball to me as Flatman clears it, and Owen Dean is going to run this down, and the goalkeeper sliced it, Olds. Croydon deal with it well with Darryl Shaw, but it looked like a handball.
It definitely struck the arm of Lamar, but I do think it was down by his side. I don't think he was making his body unnaturally bigger.
Yeah, it's one of those that you've seen given.
Not 100% sure it was inside the box. Even like maybe it was just outside, potentially on the line. But yeah, Croydon there. You see what they're doing. They're leaving Tom Collins and Pingling up front, hoping to fire a ball into them, and they get the players following in around them.
Yeah, it's been a good start from both teams really. This is going to be an exciting game. It's not going to be a game that peters out like we've seen in recent weeks, especially the Colliers Wood game and even the Shearwater game, which was high scoring, felt like it petered out. As Flatman wins the header and Owen Dean slips on a very dry pitch. Kalu wins the ball back, does well, and a bit of space for Joe Jackson to drive into. Makes a good decision and keeps hold of the ball to Jack Dean. Around the corner to Kai Tanner, nice touch to Owen Dean, back to Tanner. Joe Jackson looks for Harry Cooksley making a run, and Tanner recycles the ball nicely. And Farnham are onside. If you can flick it around the corner towards Owen Dean. His brother tried to find him, but he couldn't quite find it perfectly. And Croydon come away with the ball again. Up and under. And Jack Dean does really, really well. And Max Meaton sends it back to Pat Nash. Wasteful from Croydon. as they look to get it forward quickly, as we've seen so far in the first 10 minutes. Reminder, if you're tuning in late, that Mark Waters was taken off the pitch after about 60 seconds. Farnham's central midfielder with some sort of head injury. We will get more information as and when we get it, but Croydon are on the attack here. And Max Meaton does really well to clear it, but it will be a Croydon throw in a dangerous area.
Yeah, first time they've had a sort of set PC opportunity deep in our territory. They play it short.
Can they get the ball in the box? Kaitana does really well. The two games I'm going to continually ask you the score of are the Surrey Cup semi-final and the other game in this league, Red Hill versus Fleet.
I can tell you that Red Hill have taken the lead.
Okay, interesting. Quite a big goal against Croydon, that. As Farnham clear up at the back. Get it forward towards Flatman, who does well. Cooksley tries to get out his feet, does well to Lamar Karoma, who finds inside the fullback. It's Coker who's tracking back. He does well. He'll look to win the goal kick from here, I'm sure, Andre Coker. And Brandon Kalu actually does really well.
I'd love to give some updates on the Surrey Cup game, but I don't believe either team are
tweeting.
Not at the moment.
Okay, good. Good to see Step 4 really increases the professionalism of the clubs that you play against.
There could just have been nothing has happened.
Right, not even Kickoff?
No.
No.
Lineups are out though.
Okay, well that's good. That's something. Christ.
That's a big gust.
Croydon get it away, but the wind holds it up a bit, and Jack Dean wins the header. Nice round the corner from Lamar Karoma. But he'll have to win it again, and he does. And the ball comes up in the air towards Pingling, and Max Meaton gets in front of his man. And it's spent a long time up in the air, and Joe Jackson does really well to climb and win it, as does Kai Tanner on the floor. I think we're going to see a lot of the ball in the air because it's not a surface that's conducive to playing it on the floor.
No, both teams have struggled to sort of retain possession at the moment. Both teams just really looking to go forward as quickly as they can and pick up the second balls in and around the box.
Canaan goes long. And again, it filters its way all the way through to Jordan Olds in the Croydon goal. Olds looks long. Jack Dean shepherds it out for a Farnham throw-in. This is going to be a test for Farnham. Despite a 7-0 aggregate score against this side, Croydon are no mugs. As Cooksey does well to ride the tackle. Again, the ball spends a lot of time in the air. And that's a clever ball from Cheklet. That's a Boateng. Kaitana does really well to stop the attack coming down this right-hand side.
I can tell you that it's 0-0 in the Surrey Cup.
Oh, we've got an update. Okay, that's good. Good to know we'll be able to keep tabs on it. See who Farnham will face in the cup final.
Farnham are the designated home team, we learned today.
Yeah, that's quite a big thing, really.
Get the nice dressing room.
Get the experience, really. We get to sit in the home director's box.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Croydon have the ball on the right-hand side of Coker. Does well to pull it back, but it's only as far as McCarthy. It's a ball in. It was attacked by Tom Collins, but couldn't quite get the ball diverted.
Yeah, it was nice covering defending from Max. He didn't obviously win the header, but he put enough of a challenge in to disrupt the attempt on goal.
Poor kick from Pat Nash. Don't say that often. And the ball is going to deflect off Richard Pingling for a Farnham goal kick, which Nash will be able to take unimpeded.
Just be aware. Come on!
This will be targeting Owen Dean, I'm sure. Farnham will look to pick up the second ball, even if it drops back. Or it will be flicked on towards Lewis Flatman. It is actually Lewis Flatman who wins the header. And the ball's gone in behind Farnham's defence, but Max Meaton does really well to get hold of it. Ball goes down the line. Daryl Saw plays it back to Jordan Olds, who again can't get hold of the kick. And it comes out to Andre Coker, who's had a good start on this right-hand side. Coker been at the centre of most of the Croydon attacks. Much better kick from Nash. That's a handball, surely, but no, it's going to be Harry Cooksey who strikes it straight at the goalkeeper, but it was a great save.
Yeah, first real effort on goal from Farnham, coming from distance. But
came from nothing, really.
Yeah, but we know Harry Cooksey's got those sort of strikes in his locker.
As Croydon come down the other side. And again, Max Meaton is level to it and gets it forward. Lamar Karoma judged to have impeded Brandon Perrick, who had a great first touch, and Croydon get it underway quickly.
Fleet Town have equalised against Red Hill for the Croydon watchers out there.
Yeah, another big goal in the Red Hill game. As the ball goes down the line, and Pingling is beaten by Canane to the ball, and it's a Croydon throw in the corner. Again, they take it quickly, and Canane deals with it. Saw. Bit of miscommunication, but Max Meaton deals with it this time. Jack Dean goes long towards Flatman. Will Farnham pick up the second ball? They won't. Ben Checklet does for Croydon. And again, they come away with it. Brilliant from Joe Jackson. Brilliant pass as well into Cooksey. Brandon Kalu.
Could the owner of a vehicle, LV14XMG, LV14XMG, could you please move your vehicle? We are waiting at the arrival of an ambulance and it is causing an obstruction.
You can only imagine that ambulance is for Mark Walters.
LV14XMG, if you could move it, thank you very much indeed.
Ambulance required for Mark Walters, which is never what you want to hear. Canane. Nash takes it on the full. Flatman does well to hold it. Back to Dean. Cooksey. Nice little flick towards Kalu. Coker again, who's been at the heart of everything positive for Croydon.
Yeah, I think if you'd offered Croydon this start, they'd have taken it. I think at this stage in both the previous games, they were already trailing. So it's an improvement in that regard, but they've acquitted themselves well.
Boateng with the throw. Good header by Lamar into Flatman. Mark Waters' injury came after about 40 seconds. Kalu up in the air, forward towards Flatman, but he can't quite bring it down. Again, Farnham have to clear a long ball, and they'll have to do again the same thing as Checklet goes up and under. And Croydon do come away with it. And it's now Pierrick and into the middle to Tom Collins. It's a nice touch out wide. It's a good ball in. Joe Jackson gets to it, and it's going to come out to Jack Dean, and Jackson, who's been excellent since he came on, having not expected to start, has had a very good start himself. And that's a nice ball forward towards Lewis Flatman. The goalkeeper's not sure if he wants it. It was clever from Cooksey.
Yeah, those searching balls into those sort of channels between the centre half and the fullbacks are something that Farnham have been making strong use of all season. But usually have Liddell or Shamal Edwards sort of chasing onto those. A little bit different tonight. Probably need to play it with a little bit more check. With the greatest respect, Flatty hasn't got the same pace in behind as Liddell or Shams.
I think he'd accept that.
Yeah.
As Canane goes long towards Jack Dean, it's a great header from Dean, his brother, who couldn't quite emulate. And Joe Jackson again tidies up. Farnham happy to leave 4 forward. Cooksley, Tanner, Dean, Flatman, as Max Meaton this time goes long. Falls to Cooksley. Dean. Farnham reset. Max Meaton, nice pass. Jack Dean. It's Owen Dean on the edge of the box. Owen Dean finds his brother. Outside the post and back to the goalkeeper. I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it was the first big opportunity that Farnham have made so far. They cut right through the Croydon defence, who were left sort of heavy-footed there, and Jack Dean will be ruining that one. Usually so accomplished when he gets the ball at his feet.
I mean, he did everything right, didn't he? Really lifted it over the goalkeeper, came off the inside of the post and straight back into the goalkeeper's hands as Kaitana was baying it to come into his path. But a good sign for Farnham. Another great header from Owen Dean. Cooksey goes forward. More goalward than anything else. And Jordan Olds, who will be counting his lucky stars, that his post has saved him. There's the ball in his hands. An exciting start. Farnham have had the best chance, and it's fallen to the right back, Jack Dean. Saw clips it up. That's going to hold up as well. And Pat Nash does really, really well. Yeah, we know also from playing this formation that the way to get at the box is with fullbacks bombing on. And that was proven right there as Jack Dean got forward, was the man over.
Yeah, the fullbacks are asked to do a lot in this formation.
And Brandon's probably a more defensive fullback. And he's done well there, Brandon Kalu. And goes wide to Kaitana. Kalu looks towards Flatman and wins.
Not sure how much was in that, but
No, I think he's bought it.
Yeah, although he's selling it well now on the floor, maybe I'm wrong.
No, he's selling it. Fancies a break though, Flatman. But it's a dangerous area for Farnham to get the ball towards Jordan Old's goal, who hasn't been overly comfortable.
No, we know Cooksley's delivery is very good. We've scored a lot of goals from corners, a lot of goals from free kicks. Ryan Canane's due a goal. I'd
He is,
say.
yeah, he is. Says he's been saving them.
The next season.
Cooksey with the free kick. It's a really good one. It nearly was Jack Dean with a header, but it's Kai Tanner on the edge of the box fighting for it. And Farnham have work to do here. And Pat Nash does really, really well in the end. And Farnham again have opportunity to get the ball forward with Harry Cooksley. Lewis Flatman. That's a poor pass from Flatman. But Farnham definitely have gone through the gears in the last few minutes, creating chances, limiting the chances down the other end. As Jack Dean looks for Owen Dean, and again asking a lot of the goalkeepers to come out. So he does in an accomplished way. This time Jordan Olds. Long kick. And a great header from Ryan Canane, but it's nicely picked up by Pierrick. Coker loses it though, and it's Cooksley. who plays it around the corner to Flatman.
Head in his hands, he knew he slightly overplayed that one. Flatman did get on the goal side shoulder of the defender.
Again, he's not the player you want to be playing that to. Flatman's going to want it to feet. Owen Dean's going to be the one who wants it in behind. Canane again with a solid header. Coker. Boateng. That's a nice pass out wide, and there's a huge amount of space here for the left back, who puts it in towards the back stick. It's headed back across by Pingling and forced away by Joe Jackson.
There's a nicely worked opportunity there, but the ball back into the mixer just didn't quite fall for the Croydon strikers.
Ooh, chance. Is it bobbled around for Phillips? Nice touch by Coker again. Boateng drives inside, past Karoma. Now Owen Dean, who has a nice turn, and now it's Cooksey who's got a huge amount of space. Cooksey desperate for the ball, whilst Boateng wasn't back, and that is a pass across goal.
Yeah, Cooksey had about 15 yards all around him there. Wishes the ball came into his feet.
Oh, that's another poor decision from Farnham Town. And that's a better one. Kalu into Cooksey with some space. Good ball in. And straight at the goalkeeper in the end. Incredibly dark patch in that bottom left-hand corner from us, as one of the floodlights is out. Croydon will be happy with the start, keeping them in the game, capable of moments, and that is an opportunity. And it was a poor tackle from Max Meaton.
Meaty 50-50, he was just a half second late there, and he's probably going to go into the book for this.
I think he might get a chat. Yeah, he's going to get a chat.
Ooh, he's got away with that.
It was a proper 50-50 on it. It was just a poor one, but
an opportunity now for Croydon to put the ball in the mixer, find a head, and create an opportunity.
Absolutely. Farnham have had the best opportunity so far, but as we've seen in this first half, Farnham have been threatened by this Croydon front five. Ball comes in, and that is wasteful.
I think that's being generous. It was a dreadful delivery, given the situation. Just outside the box, everyone forwards. Really had to give someone a chance to put a header on target there.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that one, Andre Coker, as will his manager, Jermaine McGlashan, on the other side of the pitch. As will my decision to not bring a coat this evening.
Yeah.
Owen Dean jumps, doesn't quite get it, but Lewis Flatman does. Croydon keep the ball in, no they don't. Ushered out for a throw-in. The linesman nearest me as well, also going for no Under Armour. You look cold.
Yeah, he's not the most well-built man I've ever seen either.
No fat on him to keep him warm this evening. The ball goes forward. Brandon Kalu now closed down by two Croydon men. Ball goes long, and it's going to hold up. I didn't actually mind that ball. Kai kind of gave up on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure he was ever going to get on the end of it. He did give up on it early, but it's just so hard to put the right weight on those balls, especially when you don't know the kind of connection you're going to get on it off this pitch.
Yeah, it's difficult.
It's the same for both sides.
It is. And both sides are employing the same tactic. Long ball into the channel. And ironically, the best moment of Farnham Town's play was a nice bit of interchange. That's a nice header from Coker. Pingling.
Looks like Brandon's taken one in the face there off the ball. Missed by the match officials and the linesman right next to it.
Brandon Kalu remains down. And again, Farnham Town will not want to see that. And another defensive injury is not what they need. I think it was just a elbow or an arm to the face.
Yeah, I don't think there was any malicious intent in it. Maybe just a flailing arm as a challenge went in. But they can be a little bit nasty sometimes if they catch you in the wrong area.
Especially if it's this cold.
Yes, stinging. But Brandon's fine. But we've got a throw in now, deep in the Croydon half. Perhaps an opportunity to work something here.
Ryan Kane has gone forward. The only true height in this Farnham side without Mark Waters, but Owen Dean and Jack Dean both possess
an excellent leap.
Excellent leaps. Max Meaton stretching out his left leg as well. Farnham the walking wounded. Flatman with the long throw towards Canane, who batters it across goal. And Croydon do really well to deal with it in the end. As does Joe Jackson, who has been fantastic since he came on in central midfield. Jack Dean round the outside. Owen Dean round the outside, and that is a foul, and brilliantly won from a determined Owen Dean.
It was a clear tug back once he won the header. I think the fullback, or I think one of the midfielders dropping in there knew he'd got caught the wrong side. But again, an opportunity enough Harry Cooksley to deliver the ball in. I'm sure Ryan will come up. So we're asked to move again.
Yeah, Cooksley over the ball.
Can't be long left in the half.
Really, it's gone quite quickly, isn't it? Not a plethora of gilt-edged chances. Obviously, Farnham have hit the inside of the post through Jack Dean on that right-hand side. But it's Harry Cooksley standing over the ball. Farnham Town with men in the box. Harry will look for Ryan Canane, I'm sure. Cooksley's in. Canane over the top. But another good chance for Farnham Town goes begging.
Yeah, I think if Ryan Rocks has that one back, he'll be really ruined that one. He'd got the march on his defender, rose above him, and he got really, really good contact on it. He should be looking to put that on target at the very least.
Yeah, disappointing one. It was a good delivery.
Yeah, excellent ball in.
I'm saying stood up, try and keep my legs moving.
It's not the worst decision you've ever made.
I am jealous of all the people who've decided to stay at home and watch from the comfort of their sofa as Jordan Knowles kicks a huge kick long, but it's headed away by Canane, but only as far as Coker. Pingling down the line to Boateng. Back to Pingling, who gets it in with his left foot, and away by Joe Jackson, who does really well to get this into the path of Owen Dean. Owen Dean goes long. Full second ball to Harry Cooksley, who shapes up past his defender. A couple of step overs, the Cooksley special, left-footed across into the box. Not quite enough to get Farnham a break or a strike at goal as Canane labours one towards Pat Nash, but Farnham move it across to Max Meaton.
This is a much more structured and sound Croydon defensive unit than the one we've seen in the previous two games this season.
It is. And they definitely pose a lot more going forward.
Yeah, this is perhaps the sort of level of test that we were looking at potentially facing in some of those first games. But yeah, this game very much in the balance.
Yeah, it is, and it's, you know, ultimately a draw for Farnham Town here is a good result. You know, difficult end of the season, fatigue, injuries, you know, everything really going against this Farnham team, especially with nothing truly to play for. And obviously a point would get Farnham to the magic 100 points mark, but Croydon will be searching for the winner, as a win confirms Croydon into the playoffs.
Especially as Red Hill are still level with Fleet.
This is nice from Croydon. Ben Checklet looks to deliver, right-footed, but Kalu does well to stop the cross, but it's back out to Pingling on the edge of the box, onto his favoured left foot, deflected by his own man, and it's still bobbling around, and that's going towards the goal, and Pat Nash was happy to see that go over his crossbar.
Yeah, it would have been one of the more innocuous goals scored this season against Farnham. Just happy it didn't go in. I'm sure Pat would have been devastated if that would be how he'd lost his clean sheet tonight.
To be honest, he had it covered, and he did a couple of pull-ups on the crossbar. he was there, but it's not the way you want to go 1-0 down just before half-time. We will stay on for half-time and had a conversation. We'll probably make our way towards the pitch with very little other option. As Farnham get the ball forward, it's headed away by Darryl Saw. Kai Tanner with the wrong directed header.
I was hoping to make my way over to the food.
You're welcome to. As ball goes into the path of Lewis Flatman. Ball comes across. Owen Dean! It was a brilliant ball across the face of goal from Lewis Flatman, and the ball is still on the pitch. It's hit the corner flag. Farnham Town need to play to the whistle. They'd have had that ball. Kai Tanner with a header. Oh, and now Croydon have a chance to get the ball forward, and they come forward in numbers. Ball goes out wide. Richard Pegling, who can't get it under control. And from one side to another, Farnham with a great chance, and then Croydon with a great chance to counter.
That was a really promising opportunity there for Croydon. They had men over. They'd beaten the Farnham midfield. I'm sure they'll be looking to have that one back. But yeah, the Farnham attack, I don't think many players really anticipated Flatman was going to put a ball in like that.
It was a brilliant ball.
Brilliant ball across the face. I think Owen was probably caught a little bit flat-footed. If he was a bit more live to it, he potentially could have got on the end of that, but you could see, but it was halfway to him and he still hadn't really seen it. Yeah, Flatman does have those moments in him.
Does. And now it's Jordan Olds with the ball at his feet. Again, goes long, nice header back across the pitch, but it's got to Lamar only. Another ball is forced forward by Croydon to no one in the end, as Brandon Kalu picks up on the left-hand side and plays it down the line towards Kai Tanner, who hasn't seen a great deal of the ball, but again, Croydon bypass the final midfield, but Lamar Cromer does well to recover. Cooksey stands on the ball but gets away with it as Brandon Kalu looks down the line and wins Farnham Town a throw-in in a dangerous area just before the half. Cooksey. That's a nice pass into Joe Jackson with space. Will he shoot? He'll cut back inside onto his left foot. Joe Jackson. Cooksey. Cooksey looks to chip in with his left foot. It was on target.
I think he was trying to pick out Flatman at the back post, but just didn't quite wrap his foot around it.
It was a really nice pass from Cooksey into Joe Jackson, and Joe Jackson beat the man. But Farnham again, I've got a Croydon attack, following them in, and again that cracks against Richard Pingling.
Yeah, I wouldn't
2 in 2 minutes.
Wouldn't have wanted to taken that one on a night like this. That's going to leave a mark.
2 in 2 minutes for Farnham Town, clearing the ball and the ball going back over their crossbar. Flatman goes over, doesn't buy a free kick this time.
Red Hill have just retaken the lead just before half-time.
Big goal for Red Hill and a big goal for the playoff race. You'd expect it to not matter.
Still 0-0 in the Surrey Senior Cup semi-final.
Okay. But as it stands, Red Hill are in the playoffs.
Croydon would have 2 games in hand, and you would expect them to make those points up. But points on the board, points on the board.
At this stage, all Red Hill can ever ask for at this stage is to be in the playoffs after the game's full-time tonight.
Yeah, having listened to Jordan Clark's interview in the week, he's definitely a Farnham Town fan tonight.
He is. Looks like Lewis Flatman's about to pick up a booking. Or is he going to pick up a Simbin? Simbin.
Now, does that carry over to the second half?
Yes. It's like 10 player minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that might be Farnham Town's first Simbin of the season. As the ball comes in, Pat Nash punches, but not very far. Kalu into the channel towards Owen Dean. It's a lovely header from the number 3, whose name evades me. And Croydon have a man advantage here. Can they make it pay? Max Meaton with the clearance and followed on by Ryan Canane. Croydon piled on the pressure before the half. And that's shanked out for a Farnham Town throw-in. Sin bin's obviously something you only see at step 5 due to it being kind of the guinea pig level. Farnham won't have that at Isthmian South Central next season in step 4. But Lewis Flatman should know better.
We had to teach Mark Waters about that rule.
Owen Dean. That's a disgraceful decision. And the referee
wanted to give it Farnham's way all the
way. The
way.
referee made the right decision and he's gone with his linesman. That was a very poor decision from the linesman. Well, that's a dangerous ball back towards his goalkeeper. And Harry Cooksey will follow it as it goes along. Let's meet him with a header. Great header from McCarthy. Out wide from Croydon. Jack Dean with a botched clearance. But the second one is fantastic. And Owen Dean will chase that down. Darryl Saw, the Croydon man. Darryl Saw.
Very, very composed.
Has done brilliantly there. Brilliant from Max Meaton as well, down the other end. So yeah, it's 10 game minutes. Lewis Flatman misses.
The sin bin, it's interesting. You don't see that many of them because it's quite a subjective decision. It really depends on the sort of referee you have on the day and what they deem to be enough.
To be fair to the referee, and obviously we don't know what Flatman said, but he did warn him over here, didn't he? And he's pointing to him when he's made that decision.
Flatman, an emotional player, not afraid to say.
Chance for Croydon, but Burton can't quite get it under control. Yeah, Flatman, definitely an emotional player, but he's been relatively good from a descent point of view this season, and like I said, he should know better. Having played at this level for a few years now, he should know better than to be sin-binned.
We're deep into injury time here. Obviously, the stoppage for Mark Waters plays a long part in that, but there really cannot be much longer left in this half.
Canane with a clearance. Lamar made a decision, stuck to it in the end. Farnham Town playing far more of a 3 up front. 4-3, 4-2-3. Coker. Brandon Kaludis was stronger than him and wins brilliantly. A goal kick.
It looks like Coker's taken a rough fall there. It was definitely hard on that pitch. He's holding his shoulder.
Yeah, Pingland did the same earlier when he went toe-to-toe with Pat Nash. So, yeah, it's not nice when you land on that surface.
Yeah, shoulders, collarbones, all at risk.
But it's been a good half of football. Devoid of many chances.
It's been competitive. Neither keeper has made many saves. But yeah, I think Croydon will definitely be the happier of the two sides.
Chance though for Croydon as we come into deep added time. Pingling out wide, brilliant from Max Meaton, who looks to beat another man and keeps it in and wins a free kick. Really well done.
Really
Max
excellent
Meaton.
defending there.
Sorry.
It might not look it, but when you look into the data, Max Meaton actually is one of the quickest across the ground.
One of the quickest across the ground, and he covers a shitload of distance. Very, very good, and really has stepped up this season. From 10 years of playing at this level and the level below, he's been a stalwart really for Farnham Town.
Played everywhere over those years. He's played right back, he's played left back, he's played centre half, he's played midfield. Don't fancy him at striker.
No, but he scored a lovely goal away at Jersey Bulls.
Yeah.
One that I'll remember for the rest of my life as a half-time whistle blows. And like you said, it's been a very competitive game. We're going to try and get down onto the pitch to talk about that half. We're going to make our way down now. We'll work our way down here. Yeah, it was a competitive half, like we said, half of very few chances. Best chance fell to Jack Dean though. Clipped the inside of the post, came back to the goalkeeper. A bit lucky, but one of those ones that you'll ruin. You'll be talking about in that change room at half time.
Yeah, you put it nicely during the game. He couldn't really have done much more with that chance. You know, he picked the right finish, looking to go into that far corner. Perhaps was too precise. You know, trying to find that side netting, but on another day that bounces in.
Yeah, and it's been a different kind of Farnham performance. We've had to put the ball in a lot. You know, from the back, it's been long ball down into the channels. I think both teams have done exactly the same thing. I think both teams got the same idea, to be honest, and both teams have done it okay. Haven't had a huge amount of breakthroughs. I think Andre Coker has been pretty good on this right hand side for Croydon, as a lot of the attacking threat from Croydon has come down this right hand side, and Farnham Town have looked good in midfield. I think Joe Jackson's made a really good impact, although he only came on after about 45 seconds. And you know, what do we lose with Mark Waters not being in that midfield?
Yeah, I think people that are watching at home that have watched a lot of Farnham games recently, especially since Mark Waters joined in as the music now comes back on. He is one of the best ball players we've got in the squad in that midfield area, and you know, losing him early doors. I know this pitch isn't conducive to that sort of football, but you lose a little bit of control, you lose a little bit of composure on the ball with him out of the team.
You also lose a bit of leadership.
You do lose a bit of leadership, lose a bit of height. A lot of long balls going up in there, and he's great in the air.
Well, that's ironically how he got injured.
Yeah,
he was challenging.
Clash of heads. We still don't know the severity of the injury, but we know he's probably gone away in an ambulance now.
Yeah, and he's talking to a paramedic. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure he needs an ambulance because he obviously can walk. But
yeah, it didn't look like anything to do with like a concussion or anything like that. I think it could be a sort of a surface level injury.
Let me see if I can get Tom Smith. Tom.
Here he comes.
He looked at me there as if he went, "Oh God, not this." But he might have some insight for us on Mark's injury. You give him your mic for a second.
Welcome to the halftime show.
There we go.
Camera's there. Have you got any insight on the Mark Waters injury?
Bad lip.
Bad lip.
Yes.
Tough through the lip.
No tooth through the lip. He thinks he's displaced maybe his tooth. It feels a bit displaced, but it's mainly the lip. He'll need stitches on that for sure.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so I don't know whether
concussion.
No, he feels a little bit dizzy, a little bit lightheaded, a bit of a headache, but so it's either, I think, well, we're waiting for an ambulance.
Was it like a challenge? Was it an arm? Was it a sort of a head-to-head? Was it an arm in the
I
face?
didn't actually see it. I was in the change room showering.
But did he tell you?
He did. Yeah, he said he went in for the header and it was just a head to his lip. I think it was his first.
Heads. It was first. It was the first ball here.
Yeah, he said
right
it was
in the middle.
He said it was his first touch of the game.
Yeah. So yeah, disappointing one, but doesn't sound too severe, and we don't think we'll miss him for too many games if that's only the severity of it.
No.
What do you make of the first half? It's been a lot of long ball.
Yeah,
channels.
I mean with the surface.
Yeah,
The surface. It's not really a game to get it down and start playing football. But yeah, I mean, it's just a typical Tuesday night in Croydon, isn't it? Really, it's get here, get the job done, and get out again.
Yeah, it's a tough one as well because Croydon, a point's good for them.
Yeah.
You know, I think they only need two actually.
Is it two? Yeah.
To lock playoffs.
Yeah.
Rail Hill are currently winning 2-1, which
Are they?
goes against it
Yeah.
slightly. But hold on, what are you being told?
Oh, we've got to find someone to drive Mark to the hospital.
Right.
He
Okay.
can't drive himself.
Is the ambulance not coming then? I assume not.
I thought a paramedic might be able to take him. But,
Yeah.
all right. Well, that's our next job in a minute. In fact, you probably should go and try and find someone. Who's your best bet? Oh, Pat Nash's parents are your best bet.
Yeah, they're in the clubhouse.
So yeah, it's been a very different kind of half of Farnham Town. Obviously used to such control, passing it around.
Yeah.
Even keeping it at the back is just not something that
It's
we
not
want to be doing
happening.
tonight.
No, you don't want to be playing around the back on this pitch. You kind of want to get the ball out and just get them turned.
Yeah.
You know, heading towards their own goal, and that's it. Stay out of our own half as much as possible, I guess.
Jack Dean had the best chance. Do you see that one?
I didn't see that one. No, I've been in and out. I've been dealing with Mark. I've been in the clubhouse,
Okay.
and I've been on the side there. So I haven't.
Okay,
I've
well,
seen bits.
he first time we really got an overlapping fullback.
Right.
And he got in down there and he's clipped it just over the goalkeeper as he's gone over.
Yeah.
Inside the post, and it's come straight back into the goalkeeper's hands.
Right.
So great shot. That's probably, if I really
That's
think
about
back
it.
to the whole half, but for both sides, that's the only true chance.
Yeah. I mean, there's as I said, it's going to be a tough one tonight. So they just need a point?
Well,
right?
They need 2 points total. They've got 3 games to do it.
So they're in the playoffs with some games in hand, are they?
So they don't need to do too much. But at the same time, we were discussing it during the half. If they manage to get a win tonight, they can rest their players, and then they've got a 10-day window until the semi in the playoff, right? Which might give them a huge advantage.
Yeah,
It'd be really interesting actually though, because they've got their starting 4 is a 4 that have never played played for them as a 4.
Right.
And you'd again expect with Hawley in 2 days' time maybe to rest a couple of those players.
Yeah, that would be the ideal situation.
But if it's 0-0, you try and keep all your goal scorers on the game.
That's it. Yeah, it's sort of it's a tough one, I suppose. They just got to see how the second half plays out. But
what's the directive from the management in the Farnham dressing room? 0-0. What do you think they're saying?
Get the job done. It's not going to be pretty. I don't think it's going to be a game of.
Do you take a draw here?
Nah, we want to win. Well, I suppose John and Jimmy and everyone wants to remain undefeated. So.
And it gets us 100 points.
Yeah, gets us to 100 points, which would look nice on the table.
It would also be 100. If it was 0-0, it would be 100 points, 100 goal difference.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I think we want a point just for visually on the table. But yeah, look, if we draw, it is what it is. The boys have been grafting every other day, it seems, at the moment, the last 3 weeks. So yeah, I think they'll just be happy to get out of here without a loss, personally. So.
And when do we see you back?
Hopefully Thursday.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
you look good.
I did a bit with Gibbs before the game. He's going to look at my stats in terms of the sprint speed. See what I'm averaging compared to what I was averaging when I was playing. So yeah, hopefully make the squad Thursday and see what minutes we can get.
Lewis Flatman has just come back out in his warm-up gear, but Charlie Postance is still out there, and so is Dean Rule.
Flatty was Simbin, right? Was he?
You're right.
Yeah.
So he's just keeping.
Yeah.
Is that
the first sim bin we've had this season?
Think it is.
Yeah, there's a stat for you.
I think it is. Again, from a player who should know better. He's played in this league for long enough.
Yeah.
Thoughts ahead of the cup final? Currently 0-0 in that other semi.
I was going to say, what is that score?
Currently 0-0. Last time we checked, it was 0-0.
Yeah, positive. I don't know much about the two teams personally. Obviously, they're both league above, but I think we'll be going into the game with confidence, as we should.
Yeah.
Flying. So yeah, I mean, yeah. I think the boys will be up for it. It'd be lovely to get a league cup, a league and a cup double.
Yeah.
Which would be nice, 2 bits of silverware.
And we obviously won the cup at the last game of the season.
Yeah.
With the last kick of the game.
Hopefully it doesn't go as far this time. Hopefully we get it done with a 90. But
I'm sure my nerves can take it again. But talk about that feeling. Ending the season when you win a cup final. That I'm taking that into Wednesday. That's going to be such a big thing.
Yeah, and as I said, some of the boys we've got this year, like myself, Maxi, Owen Dean, Lamar, Flatty,
Pat,
Shams, Pat, we all did it last year. So, and then you look at the boys that have come in, they know what it takes to win a cup final. So I don't think experience-wise, it shouldn't be an issue. The boys should know what we need to get done on Wednesday, and hopefully, we can finish the season strong and with another cup.
And last question, 10 minutes to go in this game, 0-0. What do you do? What
am I doing? Got to get my Jono head on.
You going for it?
I don't think we need to. No.
And they will?
Yeah, they will. So it's just about managing it, isn't it? Look, as I said, it's keeping that 0. Block up, defend. It's hard to say, really. I mean, as a player, obviously, you want to win a game. Maybe as a management team, they might just want to They just say, just don't lose. Do whatever it takes. Do not lose. If you can nick a goal on a counter, go for it. But just defend and get out of here.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, look, thanks, mate.
No
I'll
worries.
take your mic off you, and we'll see you in the bar afterwards. That's on the stream. That's right over there. Up the stream. So yeah, people who aren't aware, we are Jono-less this evening, and were for the last 2 games as well. We didn't have him in the dugout for Sutton in the Surrey Cup, and we didn't have him on Saturday, unfortunately, when we lifted the trophy against Collieswood. He is recovering from an operation in hospital. He's okay. I visited him this afternoon in good spirits, and look forward to seeing him return to the dugout soon. Whether or not it'll be this season, yet to see, but we wish him well, I'm sure. So Jimmy Hibbert, who is currently 2-0 in the dugout as manager, has a job to keep that O in his column as well as the O in the Farnham Town League column over the course of the next 45 minutes, which is going to be tough. But if you are tuning in now, it is 0-0, Farnham Town 0, Croydon 0. Best chance of falling to Jack Dean. Farnham forced into an early substitution in Mark Waters. Joe Jackson, who has come on, has been excellent, but Jimmy Hibbert comes out right now, and there'll be, I think, a directive to do exactly what Tom Smith just said, which is do not lose this game. Don't go through the whole season having done what you've done and then go and lose this game. It's just not worth it. That's not what you want to look back on that Tuesday night, cold April evening in Croydon. You don't want to be looking at it and going, that's where we dropped the points. That's where we got the 1 in the column, especially with Tooting on Thursday and Tooting on Saturday. But as the boys come back out, I'm going to make my way back up to the commentary box as Harry Cooksley walks out. Half-time interview with myself. Tom Swift was here, but he's left. Right, I'm going to head back to the commentary box. I'll see you in a second. Back up into the noisiest commentary box in the combined counties south, so I'm not going to bore you by shouting into the microphone over the course of the next few minutes, but the boys are back on the pitch, just waiting for Croydon Athletic, and then we'll be back underway in the next 120 seconds or so. Enjoy the music. Ooh, mixing it up. I feel like I'm in Ibiza here, but I'm in Croydon and it's 4 degrees. Lovely fade out of the music, and we're back underway here at the Mayfield Stadium as Ibiza rocks.
Yeah, reminder that Farnham are starting this half of 10.
Correct,
so we're going to have to keep it a little bit tight for a few minutes. Not sure how much longer's on that 10-minute clock, but
I'd say 3-4 minutes maybe.
Yeah, Flatty's keeping warm over there on the sidelines, but yeah, Farnham a man down as we start the second half.
Yeah, Farnham win a throw in, and it's at the hands of Lewis Flatman, but he can't do a great deal about it whilst he's in the sin bin. Farnham Town with 45 minutes from continuing their unbeaten streak. Croydon 45 minutes from only being a point from the playoff picture. But both things can change as the ball filters out to Joe Jackson. Now Jack Dean, who's in front of us. Left-footed towards his brother, bobbling around. And Jordan Olds does well to gather. So does Brandon Kalu, high up the pitch, he wins it. Looks for the ball in, it's a poor one. But he wins it back. Tanner wins a free kick with a handball.
Yeah, couldn't quite see where it hit him on the arm here from the angle that we've got, but it was very close proximity and they seem to be fairly upset about it.
Yeah, Farnham Town were convinced and the referee made no mistake. Blew the whistle, and Harry Cooksey.
We saw from a set piece, not too dissimilar from this distance, that Harry Cooksley found the head of Ryan Kinane on, who's gone up again. Hopefully making to look to make amends with that first chance and stick one in.
Absolutely, and it's a nice position for a right footer. And again, he will look to Ryan Kinane in the box. Cooksey, header, Owen Dean, in! Owen Dean runs across the front man, loops a header towards the back stick. There's no Croydon man on that post, and it's 1-0 Farnham Town.
Croydon will be devastated with that one, having defended so well in that first half to, keep it at 0-0 going into the half. Those first two games they were down by several goals going into the half, and having the man advantage as well at the early stages of the second half, they will be devastated to find themselves behind.
What a moment for Owen Dean as well in the Golden Boot race. Halves the deficit to Shamal Edwards. Owen Dean now 21 goals on the season. The 19-year-old is having a brilliant season. He's only one back from Shamal Edwards on 22, and Farnham are only a minute or so from resuming back to 11 men. That's right, Farnham were down to 10 due to a sin bin, and they've made Croydon pay with a set piece. And also, that is Owen Dean's 6th goal against Croydon. 6th goal against Croydon in 3 games, with 45 minutes in hand.
Yeah, he'll be wishing he can play him every week at that rate.
And he points to me. He told me he'd score this morning. Score he does, with a really, really nice goal.
He was the first player to arrive today.
He was in his electrician's overalls.
You can say he was eager.
And Lewis Flatman is ready to come back on the field. He's had a nice break. It'll almost be like a sub coming on, Lewis Flatman. Flatman will come on in a minute, but Owen Dean keeps the ball in, and he gives away a foul against.
Yeah, a theme in those first 2 games we played against Croydon. Once we scored again very quickly after.
You're right.
And
it was ironically Lewis Flatman who did that exact thing.
Yeah, and Croydon will be hoping that they can sort of settle back into this game, because it was a very, very even first half. And
great header from Jack Dean right in front of us. Joe Jackson with a ball forward, only as far as Phillips, who looks long and wide, but Brandon Kalu cuts it out, but not a great header from the left back for Farnham. Ball goes in behind, and Max Meaton does well. 1-0 Met Police in the Surrey County Cup semi-final. And as it stands, it will be Met Police. Nash kicks really well towards Tanner. And it's the Croydon head of Daryl Saw who wins it. Coker with a nice turn. Looks in behind. But Nash calls, and Nash wins it. And I think it'll be really interesting to see what Jermaine McGlashan does in response to that Farnham Town goal. He obviously got 4 of his starting forwards on the pitch, 5 if you count Ben Checklet as well. And he's got an important game in 24 hours, well, 36 hours time with Hawley. And will he look to rest if Farnham Town get a second? As Kaitana wins the ball and he's tripped. He's tripped, and this could be trouble for Croydon. Owen Dean was in. It was a brilliant header by Kaitana.
The ref has decided that it's just outside the box. But
I think
Owen Dean had a free run at that. You know, is it a goal scoring opportunity? Is it a dogzo?
I mean, he was in, wasn't he, Owen?
Yeah,
he was
hard
in.
to judge with the bounce of the ball, but he had a free run on that ball. It looks like it's just a yellow card. But another opportunity for Farnham to put the ball in from a dead ball. You know, almost exactly the same position in which they just scored from.
Yeah, and Owen Dean is starting to cause problems.
Lewis
and
Flatman has come back on.
Kaitana did walk over to the linesman on this near side and have a conversation. But the referee, to be fair to him, was very close to it as we watch it back on our monitors. Great header from Kaitana. Oh. It looks outside, I think, the contact.
I think a yellow card's fine. I'm not 100% sure if Owen's getting on the end of that ball. I haven't watched it back, but...
And Lewis Flatman's walked straight over the ball.
Harry Cooksley's still over it as well. Maybe they'll play rock, paper, scissors again to decide who takes this one.
I'll be shocked if it's not Harry Cooksley. Cooksley and Flatman over the ball. Cooksley strikes it. Just wide. Just wide. Whiskers wide.
I thought for the life of me that was in.
Goalkeeper didn't move.
Usually a telltale sign.
Farnham Town have gone up through the gears and find themselves 1-0 to the good in this first section of the second half.
They've been in this position twice already in the last few weeks against Croydon, where they've taken the lead and know that just, you know, putting your foot on the throat and stamping out all life in the game is what they can do.
The ball nearly hits us. Jack Dean has a throw towards Flatman. Great touch. Ooh, just gets away from him though. And Kalu slices his clearance, but Harry Cooksley looks to get on the end of it. And Croydon looks to play quickly. Karoma looked like he was pushed. Offside. Tom Collins comes back from an offside position. Farnham Town's structured defensive line continues to pay dividends, with Captain Canane calling the shots.
Croydon fans behind that attacking goal there now bellowing out their chants, trying to will their team on.
Jack Dean with the header. We'll look to win it again. Jack Dean, he does. Dean. Olds gathers. It was a tame effort in the end from Jack Dean.
Yeah, didn't quite catch it. I think he would have been looking to place that one more towards the corners.
Done well, Max Meaton.
Searching ball forward there for his brother, but runs out of play.
Yeah, but Farnham will box them in. They've been good these early exchanges. A bit more tenacity, a bit more desire. Jimmy Hidbert said something in that dressing room to get them going. Maybe a call with Paul Johnson.
No, you're watching Paul? Texting me abuse?
Abuse he deserves. Jackson with a good header. Checklet headed away, but only as far as a throw into Farnham. Harry Cooks is in acres of space on the edge of the box and has been for quite a lot of the game. Ball goes beyond Owen Dean and into Lewis Flatman. Nice from Jack Dean. Patton Nash goes long towards Flatman. Poor from Cooksley. Couldn't quite get a hold of it, but Flatman with a new lease of energy. But that's nice from Croydon. Coker into Boateng. Pingling. And Lamar Karoma comes away with the ball. Kaitana and Farnham have a huge amount of options here, and great touch from Owen Dean from a poor Cooksley pass. Dean cuts inside, drives to the defenders. Owen Dean back to Tanner. Reverse pass to Flatman, who scored in from a similar area against Ballum, but he couldn't quite force it towards goal and on target.
Bit of infighting already starting amongst the Croydon players. They've got to keep their heads.
They do. They've got more important games than this one coming up. This Croydon side, they need to stick together.
And this game's not gone. This game's there for them. Only one goal.
It's going to open up though. You can see that. You can see that opportunity there. Farnham getting the ball forward via Harry Cooksley into Owen Dean, driving at the defenders. You know this game is opening up already. Owen Dean flicks it on beyond the defenders, and Lewis Flatman closes it down, but again Jordan Olds does well. That's a nice ball forward. Looking for Pingling and then Collins, but Max Meaton uses all his experiences in a Farnham shirt and ushers it out.
It's quite ironic saying that about a 26-year-old.
You're right. 10 years at this club, Max Meaton, only 26 years old. Jack Dean. Great header. Great touch. Oh, it was poor second touch from Flatman. He did so well to get it under control. And that's nice from Coker out to Boateng, who've linked up really well all evening for Croydon. Down that right-hand side as they look to work it back across the left-hand side with Ben Checklet now. Brandon Pierrick with a poor pass. If that can stay in, which it doesn't, it was an opportunity for Harry Cooksley, but can he play quickly? Can. Farnham Town will slow it down. Pat Nash. Max Meaton goes long. And that's an interesting clearance from Daryl Saw. Not sure what he was trying there.
Yeah, he's gone with the outside of the boot clearance there. I don't know why he's not just sort of put his laces through that.
Jack Dean on this near side, just about level with the Croydon penalty area. Into Flatman. Does well, does really well. Owen Dean looks to square it. Kaitana tries to get on it at the end. And instead fouls.
Kaitana's gone into the book for that one.
Opposing man. Oh, I think that's quite unfair. He was looking clearly to play the ball.
Yeah, he had every right to go for that ball, and you know, obviously the defenders got there just before him, and it's just one of them ones where maybe the foot's come up against his studs they're showing, but yeah, it's a tough one to give bookings for that because he had every right.
It was a really nice piece of play though. If we rewind into Flatman, held it nicely, little jink inside the fullback to Owen Dean.
I think Owen would probably want to have that first touch back. You know, he took it a little bit further away from goal.
Max Meaton with an unorthodox interception, but it's into the path of Harry Cooksley, who will look now, again, to slow the game down. Owen Dean couldn't quite get it under his spell. Coker into Pierrick, but Joe Jackson's there, as he has been all afternoon. And that's a nice pass. McCarthy flicks it up in the air. Second ball's won by Croydon though, but again, Joe Jackson is too smart and the ball's gone forward, and this is towards Lewis Flatman. Again, Saw and Olds deal with it well, but this game is becoming stretched, Michael Oliver.
It is, it is. Look at Croydon now, they're lining up, they've got a front four there, man for man against the Farnham back four. That seems to be the game plan. Pump it long, try and establish the second balls.
That's not a great header from Cian McCarthy. And that's a nice ball into the channel for Lewis Flatman to chase, and Saw has caused a few issues for himself there as he gets into the corner. And that is a Farnham Town throw-in. Did really well, Kai Tanner and Lewis Flatman to put...
Yeah, he's just got to be careful there, Kai. Very easily could have maybe been a little bit late there, and you get a player go down, all the screams, all the shouts, already on a yellow.
Yeah, Farnham Town can't afford more availability issues.
No.
Mark Waters having been sent to the hospital with a lip issue.
Hopefully someone's driven him.
45 seconds of this game. And Lewis Flatman will take the long throw. And it's towards Kinane. Can't quite get there, but again, Joe Jackson does well, and it's Flatman. Jackson does really well into Tanner. Kinane. Jackson. Defender does well, and Farnham Town have defending to do here against Brandon Pierrick, who drives forward with pace. Cuts inside. Does well to find Boateng on the outside. This is a chance for Croydon. Farnham defend well, delay the pass to the left back. Outside the box, and Kai Tanner comes away with it. Cooksley. Great touch from Flatman, who looks for goal. And that is not gone down well with the Farnham Town players around him. It bobbled up so nicely for him, and we've seen him score them. We've seen him score multiple.
It's set up for him. He scored a wonderful volley in the home game against Croydon. Sometimes he probably just needs to pick those opportunities a bit better.
It's clever. It's clever from Lewis Flatman, and it's run into Owen Dean down this left channel. Dean driving into the box. A few step overs, inside, outside. Back to Tanner with a bit of space. Now Cooksley. Joe Jackson on the overlap. Uses him as a decoy. Cooksley slices one into Neverland behind the goal. He did everything right, Harry Cooksley. Used Joe Jackson as a decoy, but Farnham Town are starting to go through the gears as they go forward.
Yeah, I don't think that one's going to make the cut for the highlights.
It might, but more out of humiliation. Kinane deals with Richard Pingling with strength and experience. And that's poor from Kalu. And it's Joe Jackson who's upset with the decision. Joe Jackson does kick the ball away.
Bit of gamesmanship there.
He got pushed over, to be fair to him. But again, another great chance for Croydon to get the ball into the box as Charlie Postance warms up on the far side for Farnham Town, last year's Golden Boot winner in this league campaign.
With the surface being as it is, perhaps set pieces will be the best chance for either team to score tonight. We saw it with Farnham at that end, scoring the opener. Croydon probably look to level it up here from a dead ball.
Coker. It's another really poor ball in from Andre Coker. He's had two good chances, Coker, to get the ball into the dangerous areas of Farnham Town's box, and he's not been able to do it in either instance. The next 10 minutes will be really interesting from both benches. At only 1-0. Pat Nash goes along. Joe Jackson. Nice from Joe Jackson. Lamar. Karoma. Jackson encourages Kinane forward. Kinane thought it would be his throw-in. Instead, Richard Pingling does really well.
I mean, you could just hear the ball cannon off another foot there and go out of play.
Yeah, but it's a Croydon throw, and they've grown into the game over the last couple of minutes. As Karoma keeps the ball in, but maybe to the advantage of Croydon Athletic. A dancing feet of Andre Coker, and then Richard Pingling, who hasn't had a great deal of positive service or positive impact in this game so far, concedes a free kick.
Does look like Charlie Postons is stripped and ready to come on.
I wonder who it'll be for. Could be Kai Tanner and drop Flatman into the 10. It could be for Flatman and go as a 2 and just keep Tanner on. Could be for Lamar and drop Cooksey into the 8. Lots of different options.
Yeah, that is the plus side of this Farnham attacking sort of 4 you've got. They're all sort of interchangeable.
And another chance as Croydon were holding on to Lewis Flatman's shirt for Farnham.
Farnham might want to get Charlie on for this.
Oh, they did score without Charlie Postons from this area.
Looks like Farnham will wait until after the set piece to make the change.
As per the directive of every youth manager in the country.
More really for when you're defending set pieces.
Yeah. Set pieces in general, I think. Just don't mess with them. Cooksey with a chance to get the ball in again. This one's on the goalkeeper. No Farnham man is around him. And Jordan Olds has an opportunity to get the ball forward. And he's hit his own man, and Farnham can do something with this. Jack Dean. Ball comes back to him.
Farnham probably hoping they didn't rush the change there and try and get a quick counter underway.
I think the opposite.
It is Flatman going off.
And he's not happy about it. And he's going to jog off, look, at top speed, Lewis Flatman.
So yeah, it looks like a straight swap in that striking position.
Yeah.
Charlie coming on, Flatman coming off.
I think it also gives you 2 long ball options, doesn't it, in Owen and in Charlie.
Yep.
And I think this game is going to see a lot of that. A lot of flick-ons are going to need to be won, and Postons and Dean are going to be critical to that. Charlie Postons has just used 90% of his energy sprinting onto the pitch there.
Update in the Met Police South Park game. Met Police still leading, but are down to 10 men.
Interesting.
Former Farnham player Kynan Wright with the sending off.
Interesting. Kaitana. Owen Dean. Poor from him. Lazy pass. And it was shinned away by his brother Jack into the hands of Jordan Olds. Still without a change, this Croydon team. It's Richard Pingling with a nice directed header in behind the Farnham Town defence, and Max Meaton deals with it well. And he's just moving slightly gingerly there, Max Meaton.
Yeah, he's been nursing, a knee issue for the last couple of weeks, ever since that Jersey game, really.
And this is the first change for Croydon. Looks like it's going to be Andre Coker, and I'm going to have to check my notes as to who number 14 is. Give me 1 second.
Andre Coker's had a solid game. Probably wouldn't have been the man I'd have looked taken off. He did take that knock towards the end of the first half and he fell over on his shoulder. Maybe that's something that's still plaguing him.
It's Osideko, who's been a bit of a mainstay against Farnham in the last couple of fixtures. Number 14, Osideko. Olalekan Osideko. And Osideko gets himself straight involved in the action, into the box for this throw-in.
About halfway through the second half now.
Throw-in doesn't really go very far, and Jack Dean heads it away for another one for Croydon. As the Croydon fans turn up the heat, turn up the volume. Kaitana can't quite get it away, and it's an opportunity for Croydon to deliver a cross, and he does really well, and Pat Nash will take those all day long.
He's got so much better with those aerial claims, Pat. He's got a great spring on him.
and he commands his area much better than he did when he first came into Farnham.
Yeah, sometimes it's so easy to forget. He's still so young for a player. He hasn't been playing that much men's football. It's his first full year in men's football.
Great kick from Nash. Saw can only go as far as Joe Jackson. Kaitana couldn't quite get it under control, and it's a Croydon throw-in. As Croydon look to make another substitution, and it's number 10, Tom Collins, signing from Kingstonian.
Not had the impact he would have done this game.
No, he hasn't really got into it at all, and it's Sean Clement Peters who comes on. And these are the changes that we expected Croydon to make on the hour mark if they weren't getting things their own way. Instead, it's happened on the 70-minute mark. They gave it another 10 minutes from expectation.
So Jimmy Hibbert has sent Michael Kinsella out to go warm up.
That could be with a look to give Max a break, maybe.
Yeah, Max had been brought off towards the dying embers of some of our recent games, just looking to manage his load at the final ends of this season.
Tanner, Cooksey shoots, another one that's just not got the connection perfectly.
Yeah, he was sort of waiting for that one to come across his body so he can strike it with the left, but then ended up sort of reaching for it and didn't quite get the connection he wanted, and it skews well wide of that goal.
Farnham Town currently on course for 102 points if the result stands as we sit here with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, a 33rd win in 36 league games.
That's a nice ball over the top. Max Meaton comes across, and that's not going to go out. Oh no, it is. It's going to go out for a Croydon throw, and they will look to take it slowly. The wind has certainly died down here at the Mayfield Stadium. It's less cold than I felt in the first half, as Croydon look to get the ball across, and it is a foul right on the edge of the box from Brandon Kalu.
Yeah, obviously we can't really see it much from here. It's quite a dark area of the pitch, not very well floodlit, but look, are coming together just outside the box, and a real dangerous opportunity here for the hosts to get themselves back in the game.
Really good chance. They've had a few. Andre Coker has been the man to deliver those crosses. He's no longer on the field, and he didn't do a very good job. This time it looks like it's going to be Ben Checklet, number 8. Darryl Saw, Richard Pingling will be the men looking for it, and it's Brandon Pierrick who ends up getting a foot on it, but he couldn't direct it goalwards.
Yeah, instinctive sort of finish. It came at him quick, came at him at an awkward height.
It reminded me a lot of the goal Sham scored here against Balham in the first game of the season.
Yeah, a lot more bodies to get through. He got a decent strike on it, but to try and bring that one back on target, probably asking too much. And for the Croydon fans watching along, I can tell you that Fleet have equalised again.
Wow.
Against Red Hill. So that's Fleet Town 2, Red Hill 2.
I'm not sure what that means, but I think it means that Croydon need nothing. Just can you have a look at the league table? This weirdly might be enough for both teams as we watch it. As Charlie Postons wins his header. Owen Dean looks to win.
So as it stands, it all but confirms Croydon in the playoffs. Mathematically not 100% done because of goal difference implications.
But pretty much there.
Yeah. There's still a road in for Alton as results stand if they win and Croydon lose their last two as well.
Postons does well, alive to the danger, and does really well to find Cooksley, who has Joe Jackson overlapping. Can he find one more? Oh, I couldn't quite get the pass across.
Yeah, he just couldn't quite trap that pass from Cooksley under his spell, and had Jack Dean overlapping down the right. That was the pass. Just got away from him there.
Croydon take it short and quick into the left back. Pierrick back to Saw, and it's Clement Peters. He's done really well. Brandon Pierrick. Kalu does well. Joe Jackson can't get it away. Junior Savan, the left back. Oh, I finally remembered his name. Richard Pingling, great ball across. Really good ball across. And it was Osadeko, I think, coming in on that far side. It was. And they're piling the bodies in the box here at Croydon. And Ryan Canane deals with that one. And Kai Tanner does really well to get the the right side of Pingling and gets the ball away, and Farnham need to reset after a really good 60 seconds of attacking football from Croydon Athletic.
Yeah, with 15 minutes to go in this half, I think Croydon know that they're not out of this. They can find a way back in if they can just get the right ball into the box and find a man.
And a goal for Croydon, as things stand,
locks up the
playoffs. And I know that Jermaine McGlashan will be looking at that on his phone on the opposite side of the pitch. That goal for Fleet is a big one.
Looks like Farnham Town are readying another change.
Dean Rule?
I believe it is Dean Rule coming on. Another attacking player.
That could be for Lamar. Move Cooksey back in to control things. Richard Pingling. And he's been outmanned on a number of occasions here.
I think he's taken a big fall there into the concrete on the side of the pitch. He's still face down. He probably needs some support. On comes the physio.
Yeah, that's a nasty one. I'm not sure if he. I didn't see it all the way down. I'm not sure if he.
Him and Jack Dean appeared to be going sort of shoulder to shoulder. Didn't quite see him fall, but like I said, he's still face down there. He looks in quite a bit of discomfort.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he hit any of the railings. Looks like he's found a nice gap in between the two, but yeah, you're right. The concrete is so close to the pitch there, and obviously with no barricade between the railings themselves and the concrete.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a severe injury. But what I would say, he is off the pitch, so I don't know why the play has to stop, so to speak. But obviously all thoughts go to the player and to make sure he's okay and well. Obviously, I haven't seen one head injury already tonight with Mark Waters needing attention. And yeah, he's back up now.
Yeah, he looks okay.
Doesn't look to be too bad. Probably just a big impact injury or an impact collision there with the floor. It's a hard surface tonight, cold night.
Yeah, not a huge amount of difference between the pitch and the concrete side.
No. There doesn't seem to be a huge amount of concern, like there was with Mark's problem, which is great to see.
How long do you reckon you've got left then, Sarge?
I've got 12 minutes here.
12 minutes left.
On the old football web pages, tells me 12 minutes. Nice round of applause there for Richard Pingling there as he jogs off. Seems to be more than capable to continue, which is great. Croydon would have been very devastated to lose a player of his calibre.
Yeah, especially chasing what at the moment is one goal for playoff football.
Met Police still hanging on for those looking at the Surrey Cup fixtures.
And those Farnham Town fans looking to go to the Cup final on Wednesday.
The Met Police are the holders of the trophy.
They are. Yeah, makes
They've
it
won
probably
2 of the last 3 years.
Wow, makes it probably more of a spectacle. Pat Ash long towards Owen Dean.
They're not the pass Lamar was looking to make.
Joe Jackson wins the throw.
Looks like Croydon are readying their 3rd change as well, as are Farnham looking to make their 4th.
Hold on, I'm going to have to figure this one out.
So 3rd as well. Dean Rule coming on.
So it's Ben Chicklett off.
Yeah, 17 on for Croydon.
Oh God, here we go. Ben Chicklett off and Sabonage.
And it's Kai Tanner off for Farnham with Dean Rule coming on. Looks like a straight swap in one of those 10 positions.
Makes sense, as a couple of games of interest. Stoneham equalise in their Wessex semi-final. The team we played earlier on this season in the Vase. And Flackwell are 3-0 up, which means that they will win the Combined Counties Premier North tonight over Rayners Lane, who were the heavy favourites going into the season. Obviously had points deducted, but Rayners Lane will have to fight it out in the playoffs.
Yeah, Rayners Lane heavy favourites for that league, considering the investment that's going in. It ain't easy.
All comes across towards the substitute Dean Rule. Back in towards Charlie Postance from Joe Jackson, but it's a poor touch in the end. And Max Meaton has to clear. Again towards Postance, who again chests it into nobody. Good tackle. Offside against Harry Cookson.
Yeah, into the final 10 minutes here. I think the tactics are there for all to see. I think it's pump it long, get it forward as quickly as you can, and see what comes of it.
Yeah, my tactics are stay warm and see Farnham continue their unbeaten streak.
Yeah, you've been stood up next to me this entire second half and keeping yourself moving, keeping that blood moving around you.
Yeah.
I've gone for the sit-down approach.
No, it's been good for me, this standing up, moving around. Keep my energy levels high as Jordan Olds goes long towards Clement Peters, but Ryan Canane's there, all 6'5" of him. Boateng back in. Max Meaton jumps up.
It's like a head injury again.
And the referee signals.
Not sure what the fuss is about being made by the Croydon players. When there's a head injury, you've got to stop the game in the interest of player safety.
Yeah, and we've just done exactly the same on the other side of the pitch.
Exactly.
For
looks
Richard
like
Pingman.
looks like Michael Kinsella is getting his top on.
Yeah, I think it might be the time for Kinsella for
Max,
Meaton.
especially if he's a bit worse for wear after that fall. Croydon fans behind the goal making themselves heard. Max Meaton back to his feet. And it'll be
Is this going to be a contested drop ball? No.
Croydon were in possession at the time, so they will get possession back.
Jack Dean with a good leap. Ruley. And that is a foul, and well bought there by Dean Rule.
Such a silly foul to give away. The Dean Rule was going nowhere, the ball was going out of play. Just needlessness giving Farnham the opportunity to establish possession.
Ball goes long from Max Meaton towards Postons, who has got a hold of Darryl Saw's shirt, and it's a free kick that Jordan Olds will take, and they're taking a lot more urgency in everything they do now, Croydon. They know what they need to do. One goal as it stands gets playoff football for Croydon Athletic. Farnham Town with a goal advantage thanks to a goal very early in this second half from Owen Dean.
While the Town were down to 10 men as well.
Thank you for watching along this evening on YouTube, staying warm in the comfort of your house whilst I freeze to death. And that's a ball over the top towards Owen Dean, who's in the box now. Cuts back inside, looks for Joe Jackson on the edge, who's got a bit of space. Joe Jackson shoots, looks for the top corner, and it's a decent way away in the end, but it's another good chance. He's had a few chances there which fell to him on the edge of the box.
Yeah, he has. He looked to place that one, used the open part of his foot, and just got too much under it, and it floated a bit over the bar. Yeah, not his finest effort, as Farnham look to make their fourth and final change, and it is Max Meaton going off. He just took that tumble. And Michael Kinsella will be coming on in his place at the heart of the defence for the closing minutes.
Yeah, it's the sort of game that kind of suits Kinsella, doesn't it? A lot of long balls, going to have to throw his body on the line.
Yeah, big physical player. Obviously loves it in the air. He'll be looking to get his head on a few of these balls forward, I'm sure. Our penultimate live stream of the season.
Yeah,
we'll be back Thursday night against Tooting and Mitcham.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll be streaming Thursday night from home in the gantry against Tooting and Mitcham, and then we go to Tooting and Mitcham on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Kinsella on the pitch, but it's Canane that makes the header, and that's a ball in behind Canane. Farnham Town deal with it via Kinsella, but that's poor from Joe Jackson. Laurel Karoma in the end does well, and it's Brandon Kalu who clips it down the line looking for Owen Dean, but in the end it's just enough for Farnham Town to reset.
For anyone not in the Farnham area watching, our Surrey Cup final will be streamed, but not by us. It will be streamed by the Surrey FA on YouTube, so you can follow along with that one even if you can't make it to the game.
Canane does so well there.
He's been superb tonight. He's been superb all season. He's hardly put a foot wrong. There's been so much chopping and changing in that back four, sometimes due to injury, players leaving, players joining. But he's been the one mainstay pretty much every game this season, and yeah, I mean, what a signing he has been.
He has been, and he's been his exemplary self this evening. Led the team well as Croydon head it across the pitch, and Jack Dean's caught out of position a bit. as it looks like Dean Rule has made a tackle to stop the attack going forward. It's an attacker's tackle, but probably a smart one, and Farnham will look to...
There has been a goal late on in the Surrey Cup semi-final, and South Park have equalised from the penalty spot 2 minutes from time.
Wow!
And I'm pretty sure ties go straight to penalties.
I think they do.
That was what was the case at Sutton, we were told before the game. So,
but Boateng over this free kick for Croydon, clips out towards the back sticks, a long way away, and Farnham get away with Charlie Postons. But they still have work to do, Farnham Town. Lamar comes racing in, but it's Dean Raw who does well just to get it away and turns the Croydon defenders, and Owen Dean chases. And now there's a huge chance. Dean Raw into Postons! Goal! Farnham 2, Croydon 0, and that's the dagger in the heart.
totally self-inflicted there by Croydon. They had it. They're a ball in their own possession. They gave it away. Ruley picked the pass and found Postons. First time finish into the bottom corner. It was a vintage Charlie Postons finish. Instinctive first time, and that is the dagger.
That is the dagger, and Charlie Postons isn't going away in that golden boot race either.
He's not. He's right in there. A lot of players at Farnham in and around the same goals. Croydon, they had Farnham sort of penned in there. They'll be devastated they've given that one away. They had the possession. Needless ball back into the centre of play. Blind pass, didn't know what was there. And
what a brilliant pass it was first time from Dean Rule into the path for Charlie Postons, and Postons took no second invitation to brush it into the bottom corner.
There was a change there for Croydon.
Oh, God. Hold on, who's come on?
I'll be honest, mate, I can't say he went off.
Yeah, hold on, I'll try and work out who's come off as well. It was...
15's on.
15 is on. Okay, who's that? 15 is Amu, and off.
Maybe...
I can't work it out.
Is it Ben Checklet?
Oh, Ben... Oh, what a tackle that is, but he's offside. Is it Ben Checklet? No, Checklet went off before. It's Kean McCarthy.
Just to go back to that goal, I mean, we've made this point a few times tonight, but the pitch is very bobbly, and he weighted it to perfection, that pass, Dean Rule. Very easy to get that wrong.
And Charlie Postons guided it into the long corner with consummate ease.
Keeper rushing into his face. It wasn't an easy finish, but Farnham will be very pleased to get that second goal, that cushion, as they look to sort of maybe coast their way through to another victory here.
Yeah, and it's 2-0, which moves the goal difference to 102, and it moves the points tally to 102.
The game's not over. The game isn't over. There's still a chance.
There is.
We saw it in that game against Shearwater. Shearwater scored 2 goals in injury time to make it, albeit 5-3, but still managed to get the 2 goals.
Well, keep me updated with the Red Hill score, because that's becoming really important for Croydon now, as Kinsella looks to get it away. Can't quite do so. Great tackle, though, from Joe Jackson, who's been a real star for Farnham Town. And it's another breakaway chance here. Owen Dean this time, from deep. Owen Dean driving with pace. Dean, oh, he couldn't quite get it to Charlie Postons. He tried, it was unselfish in the end, but Farnham have got men coming. Oh, and Joe Jackson played a good pass, but it wasn't the same pass.
The pass to play was out to the left. Harry Cooksley had found himself in acres of space. But yeah, the game is going to be super stretched now. I wouldn't be shocked to see another goal in this.
No, neither would I.
Either way.
Croydon are just leaving all their men up front, aren't they? As they kick long, and again, Owen Dean gets onto it. Dean Rule, through the legs, thank you very much for coming. And he'll chase it down. And Jordan Knowles does well to clear. And Brandon Kalu goes over his man, does well to win the header.
Yeah, he looked like he took a very heavy impact on his shoulder, which he's immediately holding. Hopefully he's okay. We really don't need another injury in that position with Tom Smith already sidelined.
Goal for Red Hill. What a big goal that could be. Red Hill 3, Fleet 2, and as it stands, Croydon aren't in playoff football.
They have the games in hand. What does that actually do for the table? Yeah,
Stoneham
means Croydon need another win.
Stoneham, the team, like I mentioned earlier, in the Wessex semi-final.
Great to see Brandon Kalu there back up.
Also
not hurt.
winning. But Croydon, only a minute ago, despite losing 2-0, were playing playoff football next season. Not next season, next week even. But now...
Looks like Pingling's leaving the field.
Out of choice?
I'm not sure. It could be a sin bin. I don't know. I've just seen him walk straight off there. I didn't see any coming together with the referee, but he's gone straight to the bench. So you can only assume he's been sin bin. No one's come on for him. He didn't look to have an injury.
Yeah, don't know what's happened. Well, this game I think will peter out now, especially with Croydon down to 10. Farnham don't need to chase anything. They lead 2-0 thanks to 2 excellent goals, Owen Dean and Charlie Postance. And Farnham's unbeaten streak will go to 46 with this win. 36 on the season, 10 stretching back to last. But Croydon have a chance here to make it a tense last few minutes. But again, Farnham Town have defended so well. Nice turn from Postance in the middle of the pitch. And Kinsella does well, calls for it, wins it. So does Dean Rule, does really well to find Charlie Postance in the channel. Postance goes to the corner. Does really well, Charlie Postance. And it's a goal kick, but wasting critical time. What do you reckon we've got left? A couple of minutes?
South Park have just taken the lead in the 94th minute.
Farnham Town currently will play South Park in the Surrey Senior Cup final at Dorking next Wednesday as Joe Jackson lets the ball run across his body and does really well as it's Dean Roy who ticks it past Savan.
Clock ticks past 92 here at the Mayfield Stadium.
Yeah, it looks like it's game, set, match, Farnham Town. And it takes the aggregate score against Croydon this season to 9-0.
It's their best result of the 3.
Getting better.
Definitely their best performance.
Yeah, they lost 4-0, 3-0, 2-0. Can they score a late consolation goal though?
Yeah, they just...
That's a clever pass. And he's brought it back. He's brought it back for a foul on Clement Peters, who played a really nice pass inside the fullback.
I bet Pat Nash wishes the referee blew up sooner because he's probably lost a bit of skin on that knee. He's sliding in for that one. But a chance to send the ball forward, although no one seems to be going forward for Croydon here. Out of the ordinary anyway.
Goal difference is important, of course. That's a nice ball. That's a nice ball, and Savan is in behind.
It's well mocked up.
Yeah, Farnham do well once more, and Dean Rule lashes it clear towards Darryl Saw, who clears it up. And looks like South Park will be who we face in the final. An AstroTurf team playing on AstroTurf. It'll be a test for Farnham Town. Croydon can't get the ball forward. No, indeed, he's tracking Jordan Olds.
Never trust that bobbly pitch.
Nonchalantly, though, puts it forward. Canane comes away with it. Surely you can find a pass forward. If Farnham have one last attack in them, it's Dean Roy who's kind of playing right wing back. Just to keep hold of the ball.
Taking the sting out of the game now. Can't be much longer left. No point taking any unnecessary risks.
I think Lamar Karoma and Joe Jackson have been both fantastic.
There's no Croydon player in the Farnham half at the moment. No one's pressing.
Yeah, this is bizarre.
They look defeated.
Have they not seen that Red Hill have scored?
No one's pressing.
This is bizarre. And that is it. Farnham Town win 2-0. It rounds off a phenomenal season playing against this Croydon team. 9-0 on aggregate over 3 legs, both in the Cup and the League, and Farnham Town go to 102 points, 102 goal difference, and still unbeaten after 36 league games, stretching back 46. And we will see you on Thursday for another live stream. Please drop a subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. We're back Thursday night, 7:45, Tooting and Mitcham. There's 2 games left to go. We'll see you then.